All right, my dear friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for Friday the 15th of November 2020. All right. So Friday the 13th of November 2020, we've got the moon in the later degrees of Libra in the morning. Okay. And it's going to push into the sign of Scorpio around noon. Okay. So we're moving from a place of balance, all right, to a place of the depths of the unknown emotions and unknown desires, as well. Not only unknown emotions and desires and deep-rooted feelings, and the mystery and the transformation and the death and the ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new, right? And this is important because we're getting ready for this Scorpio new moon that's going to happen, right? But not yet, not today. So either way, the moon entering Scorpio at noon, and then at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon and Mercury are going to join at 3 degrees of Scorpio. Okay. Now it's interesting that the moon or the sun in Scorpio and Mercury in Scorpio connected at 2 degrees, okay, a few weeks ago. And now the moon and Mercury are connecting at 3 degrees of Scorpio. Okay, it's almost as if we've visited this area before. Okay, and it's like we're making these incremental steps. Okay, and this is kind of going back to something we talked about this past week of like looking at like we have been moving forward, even if it's been a challenge to get out of bed every single day, even if it's like we don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, even if we don't see the solution, even if we don't see the exit sign, but we're still making those steps, we're still going through whatever we have to on the daily. Again, it's not just about the destination, not just about the exit or just about that light, but it's about this journey. And for a lot of us, I know this Mars retrograde has been very serious this year. As well, it's Mars retrograde as well as we have 3 major planets in conjunction with one another. And this is about pressure. This is pressure to change our lives here, and Jupiter is moving closer. We've got a really big meeting happening here next month in December between Jupiter and Pluto when they leave Capricorn and enter the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so there's a lot of pressure right now on us, and there's a lot of wanting to bury our heads in the sand and not want to be sociable, not want to go out. Okay, the moon entering into Scorpio connecting with Mercury is important that we acknowledge these feelings. If that's how we're feeling, that we don't want to be sociable, or we've wanted to stay in, or it's hard to pull ourselves up, there's an unfortunate thing in the spiritual or New Age community where it's just like not honoring emotions of depression or sorrow or loss or grieving or whatever it is. It's like those are important emotions for us to feel, just in general. They're just as important as happiness. And again, that's why at the end of these videos I say love you, I wish you enough, and it's enough of the contrast. It's of all the things, enough rain to appreciate the sunshine. So if it's raining in your world, theoretically, if it's difficult, the sunshine will come out. And it's important, rainy days, sometimes those are the best days for soup and just staying in and watching TV. And when the sun's out, okay, well, now we're going to go play at the beach or go for a hike in the park. So it's like honoring these different times of where we're at in our lives draws a different activity out of us. And remember, doing nothing is doing something. That's something that's very relevant in the astrology right now, and especially with Mars retrograde. But Mars is actually stationed direct today. Okay, so this 2-month process here of Mars retrograde is coming to its end. Now Mars will continue to be in the sign of Aries, home in the sign of Aries for the rest of the year, all the way until January. So it's got another 2 months, okay, to turn itself around, if you will, and start picking back up and gaining speed before it enters the sign of Taurus in January. But this is definitely a start of like, okay, we're things have come untied, or maybe there was a knot, you know what I mean? This knot, this feeling in our gut, and during this shadow work process that we've been dealing with this autumn, is untying and untangling that knot, and this sense of doing nothing, or this sense of idle, or not wanting to get out, not wanting to move, or being limited in our social activities, or who we're being social with, is completely common, and it's okay right now. All right. And don't feel bad about yourself, or don't feel bad about other people, or, you know, if you couldn't show up for somebody else, like, don't feel upset about it. That was part of your journey here. Okay. And now Venus is playing an important role here. This is about, you know, not only about balance, but this is about value. Valuing balance in our own lives. Okay. This is extremely important. As you see here, we have a trine going to the north node and a sextile to the south node. And I'm going to explain what this means here. Okay, this is an easy flow of energy on both aspects. Okay, easy flow between fire and air is this sextile here. Easy flow between two different elements. Okay, Venus saying, I value what I value. I value myself, I value my things, I value others. Okay, this is about what I value. And right now I'm valuing others, and in balance, in general. Balance my mind, balance my heart, balance my body, balance my life, balance the individuals that I choose to be around in this life. Okay? So there's letting go of old. There's letting go of past. Because we have this value, okay, this is an easy flow to let go of the past today. Okay? And this is an easy flow to move in this direction of the new. Okay? And we have this square happening here, balance. We're balancing our dreams, our imagination. We want to manifest and make them real. Okay? This creates balance. I must go down this path. We see we have a lot connecting here with the North Node today. You know? But coming back to this aspect, which is the most important, the sextile and the trine. Now, this is balance, right? So now look at this. Our sextile, this is good, this is simplicity, this is just the way that this, simplicity. Our sextile is this small angle, okay? 52 degrees, something like that. The trine, you know, whatever that is, either way, we're saying is a longer degree, okay? So when we're talking about balance, we have a greater sense of weight, okay? There's a greater sense of weight from Venus balance to the North Node. What this is saying is it's easier with this astrological configuration, that it's easier. It's like, well, what way is the ball going to roll? Well, it's going to roll whichever way that, you know, the gravity is allowing it to roll. Okay. Well, because the weight is tipped toward the North Node, we're going in this direction. Okay, this becomes an easier day to relieve ourselves, to release things of the past, and go in this direction of the new unknown. In my face. And we're doing this with an emotional curiosity to the unknown, and mentally as well. We're going into the unknown. We're going, we're adding our own light into the shadows. Okay, we are the light. We are the medicine. Okay, choosing to go to the unknown, choosing to go to this place. Okay, but we don't have to fear it, which is the great thing. We don't have to be afraid of what's going to happen when we go into the shadow. Okay, that's what's important, because it's about self-discovery. You know, it's something that I found fascinating since I was a young child, that we spend more money exploring space than we do our own oceans. It's very fascinating to me as an individual. You know, whatever. I think space is absolutely fascinating too. I'm an astrologer, but it's just fascinating that we're going out for discovery and spending so much money. Yet, what's happening here on planet Earth and beneath the crust, the surface, beneath the surface of the oceans, beneath the surface, we're still discovering. We're still discovering things in the ocean. We're still discovering what's beneath this ground, under our feet. Okay, so this is this great time right now, and it's just like, okay, we're leaning toward this new sense of discovery, leaning toward this new sense of finding myself, a new sense of bringing and valuing balance of myself. Okay, and what do I need to do to bring this balance to myself? Is there a daily regimen, a daily schedule? This is what these big three are telling us right now, as Jupiter has passed Pluto and moving closer to Capricorn. You know, this is an important meeting on where we're headed for the future of humanity and how well we can balance our work life, our daily life, our individual relationship with ourself, our relationship with our partner, our relationship with our children, our relationship with our housemate or dog or best friends. There's a lot to balance in life, you know, and to be in harmony within ourselves in all of our relationships is a challenge. That's not something we ever reach this point of enlightenment that just clicks and it's okay, now we're on easy street. And this is where all of our relationships become super simple. The relationship between myself and my spiritual connection, or myself, my earthly connection, becomes simple. You know, we never hit that finish line in life. I think we do when when our heart stops pumping, you know. So there's a lot of going on before that happens. And so there's a lot, again, of that self-discovery, you know. So we're going into this unknown fearlessly. We're anticipating the unknown. We should be excited to be the light, lighting up the shadows into this unknown. Okay, that's some energy that we're bringing with us into this weekend, to the start of this weekend, and to this new moon in Scorpio, okay? Not fearing the unknown is a big theme, and we'll talk about that more on that new moon. And again, Mars moving direct, huge shift of energy. This is something you feel much, much more than the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, you know what I mean? Like, we feel those in a different way, but our personal three, and especially the Mars, because it happens the least frequently out of all the planets, okay? So if you're feeling sluggish, don't worry, you know, there's a great turnaround happening. If you're working with the shadow and things are going great in your life, keep going, because we're not out of this shadow work just yet, okay? A lot of exciting stuff still coming up this month. My friends, have a beautiful start to your weekend. Happy Friday. As always, thank you. I love you. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.